Remember that feeling when you first heard "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" on the radio? Or how Disco Duck had everyone laughing and dancing at the same time? Get ready to relive those moments as we count down 10 unforgettable songs from 1976 that'll transport you right back to bell bottoms and disco balls. Number 1. Let Your Love Flow. As we cruise into our countdown, let's start with a song that bridged genres and set the tone for a year of musical innovation. What if I told you this chart topper wasn't just a hit, but a harbinger of the country pop fusion that would define the late 70s? Enter Let Your Love Flow by the Bellamy Brothers. Released in January 1976, this laid-back tune quickly climbed to the top of the charts, becoming the perfect soundtrack for cruising down the highway with the windows rolled down. Its easygoing charm and catchy melody had everyone from truckers to teenagers singing along. But what made this song so special? For starters, it was penned by Larry E. Williams, a songwriter who also worked with Neil Diamond. This pedigree gave Let Your Love Flow a polished crossover appeal that resonated with both country and pop audiences. The song's success wasn't just about its catchy tune, though. It captured the spirit of 1976, a year when Americans were looking for reasons to feel good again after a tumultuous decade. With its upbeat lyrics and breezy vibe, Let Your Love Flow offered a musical escape that many craved. Number 2. Fly, Robin, Fly. While Let Your Love Flow offered a breezy escape, another hit from 1976 had people flocking to dance floors in droves. What if we told you this disco sensation almost had a completely different name? The story behind Fly, Robin, Fly might just surprise you. Enter Silver Convention, a German disco group that took America by storm with their infectious hit. Originally titled Run Rabbit Run, the song underwent a crucial name change that contributed to its massive success. Can you imagine dancers shouting, "Run, Rabbit, Run," instead of the iconic Fly, Robin, Fly? Sometimes, a small tweak can make all the difference. This catchy tune perfectly embodied the essence of disco. With its minimal lyrics and repetitive nature, Fly, Robin, Fly kept dance floors packed throughout 1976. It was more than just a song. It was a phenomenon that showcased the disco trend sweeping the nation. Silver Convention's unique sound captured the American audience's attention, marking a significant moment in the expansion of disco music. The funky beats appealed to a wide audience, from casual listeners to devoted disco enthusiasts. It's a testament to the power of a great hook and an irresistible rhythm. Number 3. Disco Duck. Just when you thought disco couldn't get any more outrageous, along came a song that took the craze to new heights of absurdity. What if we told you that in 1976, millions of Americans were happily dancing to the sound of a duck? Get ready for the story behind the most unexpected chart topper of the year. Enter Disco Duck by Rick Dees, a novelty song that quacked its way to the top of the charts in August 1976. This quirky tune wasn't just a flash in the pan. It became a bona fide #1 hit, showcasing the fun-loving spirit of the era. Dees, a radio DJ, used his platform to launch this feathered phenomenon, proving that sometimes the silliest ideas can lead to the biggest surprises. But what made Disco Duck so irresistible? Maybe it was the catchy beat that had everyone flapping their arms on the dance floor. Or perhaps it was the humorous lyrics that gave people a chance to laugh at the disco craze while still embracing it. Whatever the reason, this parody song became a cultural touchstone, playing in discos and on radio stations across the country. The success of Disco Duck wasn't just about the music, it was a reflection of the times. In 1976, America was ready to let loose and have some fun. This silly song about a duck doing the disco became an unexpected anthem for a nation looking to shake off the serious vibes of the early 70s and just dance. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Number 4. Disco Lady. As America embraced its silly side, another artist was busy blending genres and breaking records. In the same year that had people disco dancing like ducks, a different tune was cooking up a storm. Ever wonder which 1976 song became the measuring stick for all future hits? Enter Johnny Taylor's Disco Lady, a soulful sensation that shimmied its way into music history. Released in January 1976, this sultry track didn't just top the charts, it set a new standard for success in the music industry. Disco Lady became the first single ever to be certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, selling over 1 million copies. What made Disco Lady so irresistible? Taylor's magic lay in his ability to blend his soulful roots with the rising disco trend. His rich, emotive vocals rode atop a groove that was impossible to ignore. This crossover appeal meant Disco Lady found its way onto turntables in soul clubs and discotheques alike. The song's climb to #1 on the charts wasn't just a personal triumph for Taylor, it was a sign of disco's growing dominance in American music. Disco Lady proved that this new sound wasn't just a passing fad, but a force to be reckoned with in the music industry. 5. Kiss and Say Goodbye. While disco was taking over the dance floors, another genre was tugging at America's heartstrings. What song had everyone singing about lost love in 1976? The answer might surprise you and bring back some bittersweet memories. Enter Kiss and Say Goodbye by the Manhattans, a soul-stirring ballad that captured the nation's heart. Released in March 1976, this emotional powerhouse quickly rose to the top of the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the group's signature hit. But what made this song so special? Written by group member Winfred Blue, Kiss and Say Goodbye struck a chord with listeners across the country. Its heartfelt lyrics and smooth melody painted a vivid picture of a bittersweet farewell, resonating with anyone who had ever experienced the pain of a breakup. The song's emotional depth was palpable, making it impossible to listen without feeling a tug at your heartstrings. The Manhattans, with their roots in the 1960s R&B scene, brought a level of authenticity to the song that was hard to ignore. Their soulful delivery added layers of meaning to every word, turning a simple goodbye into a powerful emotional journey. It was the kind of song that could make you pause, reflect, and maybe even shed a tear or two. 6. A Fifth of Beethoven. From soulful ballads to classical disco? Just when you thought you'd heard it all, 1976 threw a curveball that no one saw coming. Imagine Beethoven spinning in his grave, or maybe spinning on a turntable. How did one of the most recognizable symphonies in history become a disco sensation? Enter Walter Murphy's A Fifth of Beethoven, a track that blended Beethoven's Fifth Symphony with a groovy disco beat. Released in May 1976, this unexpected fusion took the music world by storm. Murphy, a classically trained musician, saw potential where others might have seen sacrilege. He took the iconic opening notes of Beethoven's masterpiece and gave them a funky makeover that had people hitting the dance floor in droves. The result? A chart-topping hit that reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. A Fifth of Beethoven wasn't just a novelty, it was a cultural phenomenon that showcased the versatility of disco and the enduring power of classical music. This creative mashup proved that even centuries-old compositions could find new life in the disco era. 7. Afternoon Delight. While Beethoven was getting his groove on, another seemingly innocent tune was raising eyebrows across America. Ever wonder how a song about a midday snack became one of the most playfully risque hits of 1976? The answer might make you blush. Enter Afternoon Delight by Starland Vocal Band, released in May 1976. This catchy summer anthem quickly climbed the charts, becoming a staple on radio stations across the country. With its soft harmonies and upbeat melody, it seemed like the perfect soundtrack for those lazy summer days. But there was more to this song than met the ear. Afternoon Delight was packed with clever double entendres that gave it a cheeky edge. The lyrics, which at first glance appeared to be about a tasty midday treat, were actually a playful nod to daytime romance. This hidden meaning added an extra layer of fun for listeners who were in on the joke. 8. Silly Love Songs. As Afternoon Delight dominated the airwaves, another musical legend was cooking up a response to his critics. How did Paul McCartney turn harsh words into sweet success? The answer lies in a song that would redefine what it means to wear your heart on your sleeve. Enter Silly Love Songs by Wings, released in April 1976. This catchy tune wasn't just another hit for McCartney. It was a musical clap back to those who said he wrote too many sentimental love songs. Instead of shying away from the criticism, McCartney decided to lean into it, creating a song that celebrated love in all its gooey glory. The result? A massive hit that topped the charts and had everyone singing along. With its upbeat melody and McCartney's undeniable charm, Silly Love Songs proved that audiences still had a soft spot for romance. The song's playful lyrics and bouncy feel made it impossible to resist, even for the most cynical listeners. But Silly Love Songs was more than just a catchy tune. It was a statement of confidence from one of music's biggest stars. By embracing the very thing he was criticized for, McCartney showed that there's power in staying true to yourself. The song's success reinforced the idea that sometimes the best response to criticism is to double down on what you do best. Number 9. Don't Go Breaking My Heart. From embracing criticism to embracing anonymity, 1976 was full of surprises. Imagine a world where Elton John wasn't quite Elton John, and his songwriting partner decided to play pretend too. Their little game of musical chairs produced a duet so catchy it's still stuck in our heads decades later. But why did they do it? Enter Don't Go Breaking My Heart, the chart-topping collaboration between Elton John and Kiki D. Released in June 1976, this playful duet became a defining hit of the year. But here's the twist. Elton John and his longtime lyricist Bernie Taupin wrote the song under pseudonyms. Why? They wanted to take a creative break from their usual work. This light-hearted tune features Elton and Kiki portraying lovers, with Elton expressing his fears about heartbreak. The catchy melody and engaging lyrics resonated with audiences, helping the song dominate the charts for weeks. It's a testament to the power of a great hook and the chemistry between two talented artists. Don't Go Breaking My Heart wasn't just a commercial success, it became a fan favorite that has stood the test of time. The song's upbeat nature and memorable chorus made it impossible not to sing along, whether you were cruising in your car or dancing at a party. Number 10. Play That Funky Music. From heartbreak to funky breaks, 1976 was full of musical surprises. But what happens when a rock band decides to change its tune? The answer might just make you want to get up and dance. Enter Wild Cherry's Play That Funky Music, our top pick for 1976. This infectious groove wasn't just a hit, it was a happy accident that reshaped the band's identity. Originally a rock group, Wild Cherry found themselves struggling to keep up with the changing musical landscape. In a moment of inspiration, they decided to try their hand at funk, and boy, did it pay off. The result was a song that blended rock and funk so seamlessly, it became an instant classic. With its catchy lyrics and irresistible rhythm, Play That Funky Music quickly climbed the charts, becoming a staple at parties and dance clubs across the nation. It wasn't just a song, it was an invitation to let loose and embrace the funk. But Play That Funky Music was more than just a great tune. It reflected the genre-blending trend of the 1970s, where artists were pushing boundaries and experimenting with new sounds. Wild Cherry's unexpected success showed how a band could reinvent itself and find commercial success through a bold genre shift.